Hello guys, we are back with another video here, and this video is going to be me predicting all 38 X Factors in HUT. Yes, I know, Thrash kind of depicted most of them in his video earlier today, and before anyone says, Henreek, you're stealing his idea, I can confirm that I was making a list last night on my iPhone of predictions for all the X Factors. I did not realize that actually all of them were kind of technically mentioned in that trailer. So for fun, I know some of the women weren't mentioned and some of the men's weren't mentioned as well, so just kind of show, I mean, again, not everybody subbed to me, that's subbed to Thrash, I'm assuming, so we're just going to get into it. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe if not already, and let's hop into this video now. So basically looking at some of the X Factors here, so basically the plays you can kind of figure out, again, shout out to Thrash, he kind of realized this, I didn't. So Zegras probably has one more than likely, Clayton Keller, Charlie McAvoy, Rasmus Dahlin, Rasmus Anderson, which is really funny as well, you wouldn't think. Aho, you got as well. Seth Jones, Cale Makar, surely had to have one. Johnny Gaudreau, Jason Robertson, Dylan Larkin, yet again has an X Factor card. And then you also have McDavid. I mean, that was a no-brainer. I guess it was going to probably be him or Draisaitl, but I figured McDavid would probably have an X Factor card. And then you got Matthew Tkachuk. I mean, Matthew Tkachuk had an unbelievable season, and I mean, it'd be kind of stunning if he didn't have an X Factor card. It could have been Barkov for sure. Barkov wouldn't have been like a shocking card to exist for sure, but those are some of the few X Factors that are kind of like, I would say, easily going to be depicted here. Again, this is not, I guess, a guarantee that all these guys are getting them, but all the logic does match up that, I mean, if you have an X Factor card, you're going to have an X Factor moment, right? That just makes a lot of sense, right? So, and again, looking at some of these challenges here, I mean, you get an X Factor collectible, which is untradeable. What is that going to be? You know, we don't really know, I guess, what an X Factor collectible is going to be, but we will see, right? I'm not sure if that's the same as a power-up, but we're going to find out very, very soon, as this game is very, very fastly approaching here. But overall, I mean, pretty easy objectives as well, but those are some of the first few X Factors that were pretty much kind of, I guess, leaked or mentioned here. And then we also have some other ones, all right? You got Tkachuk, we already mentioned. You got Drew Doughty. Kaprizov, yet again, gets an X Factor card, as he should. I mean, Kaprizov, I mean, really, who would be another option on the Wild? I mean, there's definitely guys, but, like, I think Kaprizov makes the most sense. I got Nick Suzuki. We already saw that one, and I'll show that in a moment here. His X Factor card. Roman Josi, Jack Hughes, I would assume. Yeah, Jack Hughes, I remember that goal. That was pretty ridiculous. Actually, I don't even know what that is, to be fair, honestly. I thought it was something else, but Sorokin, all right, you got Artemi Panarin, Tim Stutzla, Travis Konechny having one is funny, but I guess who else for the Flyers? Could have been Couturier, I suppose. Crosby, I mean, Crosby's going to always get an X Factor. I mean, I guess you could have had Malkin or Letang, but I guess, or Carlson in theory, but I wouldn't have really expected that. Tomas Hertl also. Then you got Vince Dunn. I mean, that's definitely respectable there. I really would have thought maybe they go with Matty Beniers, but Vince Dunn's not a bad one to go with. I can't hate on them going with Vince Dunn. He's a great player, had a great year on that Kraken blue line for sure, but those are a bunch of them as well. I mean, it's funny how they kind of like just showed all this. I guess I didn't really want to make it a surprise of all the X Factor cards this year, which, I mean, I can't really say it's a bad thing, whatever. I mean, I'm just glad they're not releasing the whole Master Set player item event for the first event of the year like they did in years past, because then it's like kind of boring knowing that all the MSPs are going to be. So glad they're not doing that again, but those are a bunch of the other X Factor cards pretty much guaranteed. And then you got Suzuki here. Here's a look at what the X Factor card looks like. I mean, just absolutely insane and just sick. They really do. And then here's another look at Tomas Hertl here. Tomas Hertl, I mean, he has an X Factor card. I mean, again, not many options on the Sharks right now, but there is what Hertl looks like. Really cool looking card right there. 83 overall right there. He's looking really good. Then you got another look here at another X Factor card, Matthew Tkachuk. So again, these are all kind of what you would expect, I would say, really, when it comes to, like, you know, the guys that deserve the X Factor cards. I think it's all certainly fair, but Matthew Tkachuk for me is really a cool looking card, and I'm really glad again how they're doing like the power forward and whatever actual build they are. Like, that's what the cards are going to have. I mean, when it comes to synergies, I think it's really, really good. But again, that's what that Matthew Tkachuk card looks like. Very, very good looking card right there for sure. And then you have some other just X Factor animations. You got the Roman Josi, And then also with the first female confirmed here, and that is Hillary Knight. Very, very deserving. So I'm going to do some predictions now on some of the women as well. So starting off first, we got Sarah Fillier. Sarah Fillier is one of the best women hockey players out there, no question about it. Especially like when it comes to like young, she's one of the best young women hockey players, no doubt. Excellent player for Canada. I have a friend that actually I was able to see her up in person, and really she's just an unbelievable player. Really, like she can do crazy things on the ice for sure. Very, very talented. And again, I'm just trying to do my predictions here for everyone. I mean, for all the women, and then also do the NHL players also. But yeah, she's awesome for sure. And then next up, I gotta go with the classic Sarah Nurse. I mean, Sarah Nurse, the cover athlete from NHL 23 with Trevor Zegras. You gotta think she's gonna have an X Factor card. I'd be pretty stunned if she didn't. You go from the cover, right, to having an X Factor card last year to having no X Factor card this year. That'd be shocking to me personally. So for me, I think Sarah Nurse is probably a lock to be an X Factor card this year. If she isn't, well, I'll be honest, I'm stunned. I mean, I really would be very stunned if she wasn't one. Very much so deserving of one. So that's just a prediction when it comes to Sarah Nurse. And then next up, my next woman X Factor prediction, it has to be Poulin. I mean, it just has to be. I know I say her name probably wrong, so I apologize, but Marie-Philip Poulin for sure. I mean, she's unbelievable. I mean, you could say she's probably like the GOAT low-key right now of hockey for Canada when it comes to women. I would say, right? I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong, but I mean, she's a captain, gold medal. I mean, you can't really hate on that. She's very, very talented, and again, she kind of leads that whole entire Team Canada for the women's international. So very, very impressive, and I think she should get one again. All right, and then moving on from Poulin here, I gotta go to another one that's just kind of a one that, again, it's obvious maybe, but Kendall Coyne Schofield. I mean, I'd be stunned if she didn't get one again. One of the better and more well-known U.S. players here for the women, and it just makes too much sense, I feel like, for her not to get one. Yeah, to me, she's a lock, I think, but we'll see. She had one last year as well, so we'll see. Maybe they don't want to have the same exact ones as last year. Maybe they'll try to get some other countries involved from, like, Finland or something, but we'll see. Apologize for maybe not mentioning other countries as well, like Finland or Sweden. I know Hurricane could definitely get one as well. It's kind of like an honorable mention for me. But Dispiens as well. I'm probably saying her name wrong. The Canadian goalie. She is excellent for sure. I could certainly see her getting one. I try to get just like more goalies involved for X Factors. And then we got to go with Ovechkin for the Capitals. I mean, let's be real. I mean, the Capitals, who are they going to have? Backstrom, Kuznetsov. It's going to be Ovi. Ovi very much so deserves it. Still one of the better players in the whole league and the best player in the Capitals still. I don't think you can really argue that at all, right? And then for the Blues, I'm going with Jordan Kyrou. I mean, there's definitely guys you can go with on the Blues. You can go with Thomas probably if you wanted to. But for me, I'm going with Kyrou. Certainly, you could go with Thomas. You could. I mean, I'm not calling you crazy for that. But I would think Kyrou would probably be the guy they're going to go with. Or I guess Braden Chen they could too. But Kyrou's the guy for me. And then we got for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Again, you can go with Stamkos. You can go with Kucherov. I'm going with Andrei Vasilevsky, though. You got to have your goalie options here. I mean, you gotta have your goalies involved here. If you don't, well, you're crazy. Andrei Vasilevsky, for sure, to me, would be one. I mean, he usually gets an X Factor card. I think the last 2 years he got one, so I think Vasi gets one again in 24. And then we got for the Toronto Maple Leafs, Austin Matthews. I watched Thrash's video, actually, and he said he thinks Marner's going to get one. I guess that's a rumor around the block. I mean, I'm going to still go with Matthews. I mean, got to go with the gold shotgun off for sure with Matthews, but I guess it could be Marner. I mean, it could be. I guess it could be Nylander. I doubt that, though. Let's be real. Tavares. It's going to probably be Matthews or Marner. Let's be real. But Matthews is my prediction, at least, for the Leafs. And then for the Canucks, I'm going to go with Quinn Hughes. It's going to be probably him or Pettersson, let's be real. I mean, I don't think they're going to go with, like, JT Miller or something like that. Or, like, Demko. I doubt it. So, probably Quinn Hughes. I mean, that'd be cool. I mean, I'm a big fan of the Hughes brothers. I mean, Jack and Luke are on my favorite team. So, Quinn, got to support Quinn. Hopefully, he is the Canucks X Factor card. That would be very cool. And I'd definitely try to probably get him. He'd be a lot of fun. And then, for the Winnipeg Jets, I'm going with Josh Morrissey. I mean, you could certainly go with, not Blake Wheeler, sorry, Mark Scheifele, Kyle Connor. Connor's had one for sure. I don't know if Scheifele ever had one. Hellebuck certainly could get one. But Josh Morrissey, unbelievable defenseman. I mean, he was like a Norris conversation guy last year. But those are my predictions for all of the players for the X Factors. And again, all the other ones that are pretty much confirmed as well mentioned in this video. So there you go. There you have it right now. Here it is, guys. Thanks so much for watching the video. I appreciate it as always. So excited for NHL 24. It's almost there, and those are some of the X factors we think are going to be there. And yeah, I mean, most of them are pretty good. As always, guys, thanks so much for watching. Follow me on Twitch, Henreek, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Henreek at 3 E's, and I'll see you guys in the next video.